Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 11th. You have this Buffalo Spirit says the abundant universe will provide. You have this Bee Spirit says sweet results await. So that looks good. Definitely could be some abundance coming in for you at this time. It could be an abundance of whatever you want, which is nice as well. That sweet results await card kind of also, it's like one of those cards that basically says you've done some work in your life and now you could be getting results for the work that you've been doing. And this could be, personal work, personal development work, could be work in business, so it's going to be different for all of you. And, I think you're about to get results that you've been waiting for, which a lot of your readings have kind of been saying that, maybe without saying that. And so, that kind of makes sense just in general. I think you're also about to get into like a more fertile period of time. And so, but like not as in children, but it could be if you want children. But I feel like your ideas, or the things that you want to do in life have a better chance of growing. So I don't know. That's what popped into my head with that Buffalo Spirit, and it's like really saying to me that if you have ideas, you need to plant those seeds. Which again, I'm not trying to necessarily repeat myself here, but again, sometimes I think a sign has a theme that they're focusing on for years. So I don't know. Just could be something you're focusing on. In your current general energies for the week, you have the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups can be your card for sure, Cancer, so there you go. I mean, it could just be you showing up in a strong position here. I kind of feel like you're the one, it's like I am hearing like calling the shots or something like that, so you could be the one that's like calling the shots this week, or more, that could say that you're more in a leadership position this week, which I feel like I said to you in your last reading as well. There was something about that, about you like being the one that needs to be in charge or something. I said something like that, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And so again, if there's anything you want to do, it's like I would just go and do it because you're the one that needs to make it happen. Like if you want a raise or promotion, go ask for a raise or promotion. And the other thing is that part of being a leader is if your boss says no, then you need to go find another job, right? Plain and simple. So people always say to me, I asked my boss and they said no. I'm like, well, okay, that doesn't mean no. What that means is you need to go find something else then. So we shouldn't just stop at a no. So plain and simple, right? And so I would make sure to grease those wheels in your life. I think I said that in your last reading. You have the Hierophant. It's like, I don't know. I feel like you're like a college student in preschool. I'm not making fun of you here or anything like that, Cancer. I just get this feeling of like, it's like there's something that you've learned multiple times, and like I feel like the universe is kind of like, okay, it's like kind of weird now that you're like a college student that's still sitting in preschool thinking that there's something that you need to learn. It's like maybe you've already learned your ABCs. It's time to move forward. Like again, I don't mean this in a mean way. I think this should be motivational to you here, Cancer. It's like didn't I say this in your last reading? It's like this first row, the rest of the reading is different, but for whatever reason, this first row is reminding me of your last reading. But it's like you are thinking that you need to know this much, but it's like no, like what you need to know is down here. So whatever you're thinking about doing in your life, and I'm speaking very generally because I literally feel this could be anything for you, but it's like you're making something more complicated. That's how it's popping into my head. And so I would like go for it, and it's like time for you to level up. The Hierophant has 3 levels to his crown, and those 3 levels represent initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. But it's kind of like a card of leveling up. So I think it's time for you to level up here, Cancer. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could be love if you want it. So, definitely if you want love, could be like a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. Feels like a little bit of a risk to me. I feel like I've been saying this to you as well. We go up. It makes sense because we go up to 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is my card of risk-taking. We also have the 4 of Pentacles here. It's like 4 of Pentacles sometimes says if you want something, you're going to have to leave a comfort zone. Same thing with 3 of Wands as well. Like just putting the pieces of the puzzle together here, it's like you're going to have to like, make the move. And, the funny thing is like the Queen of Swords also says to me that you are going to be the one that provides clarity in a situation. So, some of you could like look at this King of Pentacles. His eyes are looking this way. Like I feel like the past couple of readings I've basically been saying to you, if you want love, you have to make the move. And I'm not saying you have to like tell this person you like them or anything, but it's like maybe you're gonna have to flirt or something like that. And I feel like this has again been a theme for you here, Cancer. He's like looking this direction. He's not even looking at her. I think this person, it's like you could be interested in a person that's busy or works a lot, or I don't know. It could be an earth sign. Definitely could be a Taurus. It could be any sign. It is a general reading, Cancer, but whatever. I know about 600 Taurus Cancer couples. So there you go. Let's see. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups. Yes, it's like I think you need to believe that you deserve a dream. Like you deserve something that you're dreaming about. Queen of Cups follows her heart. Her heart tells her like what to do, basically. But with the Seven of Cups, it could say that you have a lot of options, but you need to like pick one option and make it happen in life. She's holding on to one cup. She's focused on one thing. So it's like there are probably a lot of things you could do with your life right now, but I would like pick one thing and make it happen. Now, I kind of think this is going to be a very common theme for people over the next many years because of the Aries energy. We have Neptune and Saturn in Aries. They're retrograding into Pisces soon enough, but next year they're both going to move. By the end of February, basically they'll both be back into Aries. The thing about Aries is like on Chris's crappy astrology level, I think the Saturn in Aries especially is trying to make us like start something and finish it. but like one thing at a time, right? And I think that is like the best thing we could all do. And I think we should start right now. You might be saying like, oh, well, they're retrograding out of Pisces. I'll start next year. No, astrology is like a wave. You can catch that wave early. And if you catch the wave early, you will get the benefits early, sooner, faster, better, all that other stuff, right? So there you go. With the Hierophant, you have the King of Cups. There you go. Could be a water sign, which also, makes sense for Cancer, of course. Could lead to, marriage with the Hierophant. Hierophant, this is like very traditional. I don't know that this is necessarily like a traditional connection. It feels like there's something unusual about it. Could be anything, age difference, religious belief differences. It could be like maybe you grew up in two different countries or something. I don't know. It's popping into my head. But, the thing is like I feel like the Hierophant is saying that actually the two of you have like very similar beliefs about life. So I do think this is something that could work very well. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Yeah, Temperance is about like alchemy, turning one thing into another. And so he's like, I feel like I always say this to you as well, Cancer. He's waiting for the perfect moment to step off on this path, right? But really, the path behind him exists. There's really nothing for you to wait for, which, again, I said in your last reading and probably many before it. So, it's almost like the first row here is like a summary of everything that we've been talking about for months. So, there you go. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Body and Soul card and this Earth Magic card. Yeah, I think it would be a good time to, like, nurture yourself, take care of yourself, do nice things for yourself. It is kind of like, there is a little bit of like Empress energy just going on, I feel, in general, right? For people, I'm not like, you don't have the Empress here. I'm just saying like the energy in general, right? And I think we need to take care of ourselves better. We need to like heal ourselves and make sure we're putting ourselves first and, make sure we're doing nice things for ourselves. So, the Body and Soul card, I think, is saying the better you treat yourself, the better, the world will treat you. And you should be focusing on that. The Earth Magic card says you need to ground something in reality. And what I think you need to ground in reality is a new reality. You have these Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Nine of Swords is my Groundhog's Day card. It is like a never-ending nightmare. Now, the thing about the Nine of Swords is it doesn't always have to be bad, but it is. And so it's like, what the hell am I talking about? Well, it's like, let's just pretend you are making $1 a day. But let's pretend that that could actually support you, which, there was a time where that could absolutely support you, right? Unfortunately, that, the Federal Reserve has destroyed money. But what I would say here is that, conspiracies aside, the Nine of Swords says, imagine if like that could support you. And it's like, imagine you didn't know that you could get a job that would pay you $10 a day. It's like, that's the Nine of Swords. It's like, you can be in pain but not realize it. Or you can like not realize that your life could be better because like you haven't tried yet, right? And you go down to the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands kind of says like, exploring is, variety is the spice of life. This this is definitely I would call this a Matrix reading. If you haven't watched the Matrix reading, if you haven't watched the Matrix movie, it is required watching for Minnows. So it is the best movie ever made, plain and simple. And in the Matrix, Neo, he escapes the Matrix, and he actually, when he comes back to reality, he kind of has like a little bit of a panic attack at first, right? And that is kind of like the feeling I get here. It's like if you don't know that things can be better, they say ignorance is bliss, right? If you don't know things can be better in your life, then you just don't know, right? But I kind of feel like this is almost the universe saying like, hey, taking some more risks will show you what you're missing here, Cancer. And again, I'm not saying this is like a bad or a good thing, but I do think this reading is saying like, life could be a lot better for you if you went out and explored how to make it better, and that's what I would do. You have the Five of Swords. Yeah, some sort of risk that you have to take. Five of Swords to me is a card of risk taking. Like, sure, it can represent like walking away from something or cutting something out. But, again, I'm like a holistic reader. And, I look at every single card. I take every single card into account that's on the table. And, this reading, it just doesn't really say you're walking away from anything necessarily. One way this could manifest in your life is the Three of Wands. So, again, what you could be walking away from is a comfort zone. The Three of Wands. He's standing where he's always been. He has to get on these boats. The reason he's not getting on the boats is because he doesn't know where they're going. And so he's afraid of the future. He's afraid of what he might find. But maybe what you're really afraid of is expansion, right? Jupiter in your sign. This is very Jupiter in your sign type of energy. So there you go. You have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you're limiting yourself right now by not having some experiences. Again, I don't really feel like this is bad, Cancer. I like, or anything like that. But I do feel it's saying like, hey, life could be so amazing if you expanded, if you took those risks that you've been thinking about taking, if you put yourself out there and did something in your life that you've never done before. It could be anything. It could be like traveling somewhere you've never been before, or starting that business, writing that book, doing that thing. So I think this reading is encouraging you to almost like surprise yourself. Yeah, with the Nine of Swords, you have the Judgment card, which is like a wake-up call. So again, could be uncomfortable but good in some ways, because again, you could be realizing what you're missing, or that's kind of what I feel there with the Nine of Swords and the Three of Wands, is that you could be seeing what you're missing out on in life. And again, I think that what matters here is perspective, right? As long as you're not beating yourself up for missing out on something, as long as you're not as long as you're doing something about it. It's like one thing to miss out on something. It's another thing to say like, oh, I missed out on this. Now how can I not miss out on this thing that I think I'm missing out on, right? And so like I would like make a move, right? Or do whatever you have to do. With the Five of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands can be about carrying a heavy burden. Ten of Wands can say that it's time to release burdens as well. So I would definitely say that it's time to release any burdens in your life that you've been experiencing. The Ten of Wands also good though, because he's about to reach his home in the background here, and he's about to release his burdens. So pretty good. Yeah, with the Four of Pentacles, you have the Death card. You have the Judgment card in your next row. You have this Metamorphosis card. It says your inner self is being renewed day by day, so new and better ways can come forth. So you're just like going through changes right now, or it is a significant change period for you here, Cancer. So yeah, there's really nothing to say about it. I just think you're going through changes. Sorry, dropped it. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Metamorphosis card. It says your inner self is being renewed day by day, so new and better ways can come forth. You have this Leo card. It says Courage. It says boost your courage so you can put yourself out there in a bigger way. Didn't I say something about putting yourself out there in a bigger way? I'm pretty sure. So it's definitely time to boost your courage. I think those are the changes that you could be making, building in confidence, building in, being sure of yourself. All that is kind of popping into my head here. You have the Six of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Six of Wands is a card of victory or success. So definitely could be some sort of success coming in for you here, Cancer, which is good, of course. I feel like there's a lot of attention, coming in for you as well. I think all water signs have like some type of opportunity for attention. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Water signs are like the leaders of the future, I believe. It's like water signs have been through what people are about to go through in different ways. And, it's like, the best thing I think water signs can do right now is just be a living example, right? Do hard things in life. And, get the rewards for doing those hard things, and you will that'll be good. You will inspire other people, and that's what I would encourage you to do. So, there you go. I think there could be a lot of success. A lot of people say, my life has been hard enough and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, but did you get the rewards so that you can be an example for other people? And it's like, life isn't meant to be necessarily easy. And also, like, anyone who would say that your life should be easy is just lying. So, there you go. Rant over. You have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of expansion, growth, good things coming in for you if you get on those boats. So I think it's time to, like, travel into the unknown. Again, anytime anyone has Jupiter in their sign, they get the Three of Wands. Like, just go watch any of the, Gemini readings from a few months ago. They constantly were getting the Three of Wands. So, like I said, Jupiter causes us to expand, especially when it's in our first house, like it is for you. And so, anything you can do to stand out, get attention, any of that stuff would be very good. You have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords can be about seeing things clearly for the first time. I do feel like some of you, it's like you kind of like either have your eye on a person or something that you're trying to like seduce into your life. It could be financially related as well, Cancer. It doesn't have to be money, a person. It could be money, or it could be a skill that you're like thinking about learning or something like that as well. So take it how it resonates. But I think you need to like follow your clarity or what you're clear on. With the Six of Wands, you have the Three of Cups, like literally people celebrating you. There are literally people celebrating the guy on the Six of Wands. The Three of Cups, these people are celebrating. So, it is a good time for socializing, I believe. I think it's a great time for, especially water signs to like get out there, meet new people, have fun with new people, all that other stuff. These three people are celebrating a harvest as well. So, if you're doing anything to have a harvest, then you could be having a harvest. With the Three of Wands, you have the Six of Pentacles. It's like you don't even have to do much. Six of Pentacles is such a tiny step. I always say, like, Six of Pentacles is my card of taking, like, the smallest, tiniest, littlest step you possibly can to accomplish a goal. Like, break it down into its smallest part and just see what happens, right? And, I think when we do that, that's when we become successful. So anything you could do to take those tiny little steps would be a very good idea. I would say, like, if you're investing your energy into anything new, by the way, the King of Pentacles and the good stuff would be very good for growth. So, going from the Six of Pentacles to this King of Pentacles, it's kind of like saying that there could be, like, a lot of good growth for you in, like, work or business or, whatever you're doing here. Could lead to a lot of success. So I do like to see that for you here, Cancer. It looks pretty good. I would just, keep putting the work in. Next, with the Queen of Swords, you have the High Priestess. Definitely time to trust your intuition. Your intuition is definitely guiding you right now. You could be receiving like a lot of messages or dreams or daydreams or night dreams or whatever. And I would be listening to those messages because they're probably guiding you towards something, whatever those messages are saying. And, that's really what I would pay attention to here is like your, like dreams, basically Seven of Cups. It's like the thing about the High Priestess is that she just represents potential. And potential basically means nothing. So, if we follow our potential, it, means nothing. And we, means like kind of like we have to listen to our inner voice to get something. Or, potential just means how much we put into something is what we get out of it. And a lot of you could be like looking at opportunities that just have potential. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have a celebrity card. It says self-expression, validation, and influence. Six of Wands with the Three of Cups would say that you are gaining an influence. This doesn't necessarily mean you're going to become a celebrity, but it's good if you're like a leader in work, or if you're wanting to become a leader in work, if you're wanting to grow on social media or anything like that. Now is the time, Cancer. You have this trust yourself card. It says intuition, decisiveness, and knowing. You know already. The whole entire reading, like all your readings for the past like month, have been saying you already know, and it's time to make a move towards something that you know, because you already know. That's it. You need to trust yourself. This is very Neptune and Pisces energy. And again, Neptune's in Aries, but it is going to retrograde back into Pisces. So Neptune and Pisces, I think, and Neptune and Aries, really, they kind of both are, I don't know if I would say similar, but they, like what they're trying to get us to do, I think is similar. They're getting, like both of them, I think in some ways are trying to get us, Neptune and Aries, Neptune and Pisces, trying to get us to trust ourselves more, trying to get us to make our own decisions and things like that. So are they exactly the same? No, but there are some similarities, I believe. And which makes sense because obviously they're right next to each other. But, I think it's time to trust yourself. You have the Four of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the King of Pentacles coming up in the area of the good stuff. Four of Cups and the good stuff would say you're getting something you want. He's been disappointed 3 times before, but he's getting this new offer, and that new offer is probably in the good stuff is something that he actually wants. All he has to do is apply what he learned in the past to this new situation, and he will be successful. So, again, I think it would be a good time for you to, apply what you've learned, apply, things from your past situations and everything to new things, and that's where the success will come from. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords can be resting, relaxing, recovering. He's also hoping and praying for a blessing, right? So there's a person right here who's blessing another person in the stained glass window. So anything you can do to hope and pray for the things that you want, I think would be a good idea. But I think you are getting something you've asked for. I mean, this has come up for you in past readings, Cancer, or whatever, that, you are getting something you've been asking for. So, I would just go for it. I have no advice. You have the King of Pentacles. First off, if you want love, this could be a very permanent connection that you're attracting. King of Pentacles usually wants a permanent connection or wants something permanent. So, this could be very good. King of Pentacles could be also the, these grapes on his cloak can be a skill. So if you're doing anything to learn new skills, I would be, it's a good time to do that is what I'm trying to say. Here, Cancer. It's a good time to upgrade skills as well, add on more to a skill that you already have. There could be a lot of benefits in you doing that, or there could be just additional benefits. I also I'm getting a lot off this card. I also feel that your finances are improving. It's are you going to have a mind-blowing improvement this week? Probably not, but I think you are learning things that are going to lead to improvements in your finances. With the Four of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, if you're hoping for communication from a person, this definitely could be you communicating with a person. I always look at the Page of Pentacles as a messenger. Normally we look at the Knight of Pentacles as a messenger, but sometimes I feel that the Page of Pentacles is also a messenger. So you could definitely be getting messages from a person, which is great. This could also be good news coming in for you as well here, Cancer. So yeah, I do really like to see that. Also, there, I would say, any of you that want to raise promotion, we kind of talked about this in this reading, but I think it would be an amazing time for you to really try to go for it. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness, and remember we were talking about learning with the Hierophant, how it's you're a college student in preschool. It's maybe what that message is that you should be getting paid more and you're not. So it might be time for you to ask for a raise or a promotion. With the Four of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords moving on to calmer shores. Could be general improvements coming in for you this week, or you could be noticing that things are improving or things are getting better. Again, like I said, we're not in a perfect time, but you could just be noticing again that there are certain improvements that are coming in for you. I also feel you could just be making, sometimes, I feel with this card that you're just making better choices. And it's obviously, if we make better choices, our life gets better and improves and things get easier. So, in a lot of ways, I kind of feel this is things that you're doing. With the King of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. You almost have an Emperor here. We have the King of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the King of Cups, right? So if you're hoping for love, you could be attracting a person who's almost an emperor, or who is becoming an emperor, if that makes sense. It could be any gender, take it how it resonates. The King of Wands is also about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So we've talked about that a lot, that you really need to go for what you want. You have this tent card that says temporary situation. Yeah, Nine of Swords. If you're dealing with anything, just understand that it's probably temporary and it will move on. And yeah, that's it. You have this Moon card that says changes in your life. Yeah. Death card. We talked about changes the whole entire time. You have this Metamorphosis card. You have all these cards that would basically represent some sort of change. So I feel like a lot of you could be just going through changes here with this energy, or you could be making some big changes as well. And yeah, it looks pretty good to me here, Cancer. So I would keep doing what you're doing. You have this club card. It says someone will try to make you do something against your will. I feel like you've been getting this card or something similar with me. So again, I would be careful of people who are the type of people that I think we need to be careful of right now, because we had Mars go retrograde in Leo. We have Mercury go retrograde in Leo. Next year, Jupiter will go retrograde in almost exactly the same spot in Leo. it's like whenever that happens, like we have a series of retrograde, which is almost never happens, by the way, a series of retrogrades in the same sign. To me, those retrogrades could be calling back the original retrograde, which was last year. Mars started retrograding in Leo into this year, right? So into this 2025, Mars was retrograde. It went retrograde back into your sign, Cancer. And so again, it's like Mars retrograde in Leo, I think, can bring out those people who are like, I need you to be this way so that I can be okay. It's like, well, no one can make that happen. So, you need to avoid people like that who need other people to be a certain way for them to be okay. And there you go. You have the scales card. It says, keep your life in balance. Yeah, I would balance things out. I think there is like something specific you're trying to balance out. Like there's something you want that you don't have. And that's what you're probably trying to create. So there you go. You have the sunrise. It says new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Yes, anything new. A page of pentacles. I'm telling you right now. Page of pentacles, 3 of wands. Like with that Jupiter in your sign, anything new that you think will cause expansion, the answer is yes. Just go do it because you're probably right. But this looks pretty good here, Cancer. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.